When did my relationship with magic start? I've never really tried to pinpoint it before, but I'll try and condense it. I suppose it started with crystals. I think I was around 11 when I discovered that they held different properties to aid healing and well-being, and, well, I was in awe. It wasn't until I heard of the term white witch that I really started to show interest, though. I think I was about 13 then, but still, I only watched programmes and films and thought you needed special powers to be a witch or just automatically know the right combos of herbs to use, not realising that you had to study to know how to use your gifts. When I was in my late teens, I started having dreams, and this came true, and that freaked me out. Situations would happen, and I'd just know what the outcome would be, or if someone was lying. I'd also get bad vibes about people who turned out to be, well, not very nice. I didn't always get the vibe, but when I did, I was right. In my late 20s, I started buying books about white magic, dream symbology, palmistry, signs and symbols, and I got my first tarot deck, but I still didn't use it, as I, again, didn't think I was special enough to have the insight to read them. It wasn't until I had my second son that I joined a group and realised that I'd been practising for 20 years without knowing it. I discovered I'm a kitchen witch. Whenever families and friends were ill or upset, I would provide food, and while I was cooking, I'd be projecting into it how I wanted to make them feel better, nourished, loved. So I came out of the broom closet. I set up an altar, I studied, I asked questions, and I didn't care what people thought anymore, and I followed the instincts that I'd been ignoring forever. The closest I've ever got to negativity is an eye roll followed by a comment like, well, we always knew you were weird. And, well, that's all right, that didn't bother me. I practice by projecting energies into my food, drawing sigils with moon water, house cleansing, making spell jars, having ritual baths, telling the universe what I need, giving thanks when I receive, keeping a book of shadows, and, of course, finally following my instincts. I can't really tell you any specific magical experiences, as my magic is like an everyday process. It's silent and it doesn't manifest immediately with a ping like it does on movies. But I can tell you that the more you believe and the more you project, the more likely it is to manifest. And I'll be keeping a copy of what I'm saying in my book of shadows, as this has now become part of my journey.